In order to defeat the corrupt Lords of Order, Wonder Woman and her team have chosen to go to the dark side, but will it be enough? Well, let's hop into the pages of Justice League Dark issue number 12 and find out for ourselves, shall we? Well, this is actually kind of interesting. This issue opens up with a trip back in time to Wonder Woman's forming the Justice League Dark within the bowels of the Hall of Justice. The other heroes, especially Batman, aren't exactly sure about her choice. But more on that in a minute. In fact, we'll continue to cut back and forth between this story and the one in the present. And speaking of, the Lords of Order, led by Dr. Fate, are allowing people to live in exchange for sacrificing all their magic power as well as their knowledge about the magical world. Khalid, the former apprentice of Kent Nelson, Dr. Fate, very bravely or very stupidly, depending on how you choose to look at it, decides to actually mouth off to Dr. Fate, saying that he's a coward, that the only reason him and the other Lords of Order went corrupt is because they lost faith in mankind and their ability to defend themselves. And that if they felt like they were all going to lose anyway, they might as well lose on their own terms instead of nutting up and fighting the good fight. Ultimately, Khalid's little filibuster turns out to be exactly what the good guys needed, stalling for time so Wonder Woman and Zatanna could show up in their brand new souped-up Lords of Chaos forms. Dr. Fate and the Lords of Order are surprised, but they're not exactly shook or anything. After all, they are many and the good guys are only two. That is, of course, until Diana starts to share the power of Mordred's ruby with everyone else. In a way, Wonder Woman feels like things were always meant to go this way. In fact, when she was talking with Batman, Bruce had warned her, saying being this close to the darkness is going to have a corrosive effect on your soul. And I mean, Batman knows a thing or two when it comes to dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight, am I right? And in a way, yeah, her soul was most definitely corrupted. Her and the others had to tap into the darkest magic known to man just to stand a chance against the Lords of Order. Which leads to the question, how exactly do you defeat a Lord of Order when their power comes from the universe itself? Well, quite simple. You introduce more chaos than order. You break down the natural order of things and replace it with something else, which they can absolutely 100% do now. They turn the tide of battle against the Lords of Order, and many end up retreating from the battlefield. Even Khalid once again proves to be a real MVP in this fight, setting up a sigil trap for Dr. Fate, trying to save the physical form of Kent Nelson that's trapped inside. And in fact, he does even better than that. He not only manages to spring Kent Nelson, but he also manages to bring back Constantine and the Phantom Stranger, who seem to be prisoners inside the helmet. With all of this unstoppable magic muscle in one place, they're able to pool their power for one massive spell that traps the spirit of Nabu in his helmet once and for all. Which, basically forces him to go back to the original rules we always thought were in place for Dr. Fate, meaning that he needed to have a human host to work, when in fact he actually didn't and was only playing. The question is, now that the heroes have saved the day and banished the Lords of Order, what are they going to do with this chaos magic crystal? Zatanna says she can't hold it herself. No doubt a little bit in defiance of her father Zatara, who seemingly groomed her this whole time for the sole purpose of holding the stone, but no, they figured Diana should do it. It's also here Justice League Dark really officially becomes a team this many issues in. They declare their intentions to the magical community, saying that they are a league that works in the dark to protect people from whatever might go bump in the night. And that if they can defeat the Lords of Order, surely they can pull together and defeat the other kin as well when they should come looking for them. And it's right around there that the comic comes to a close. And so that was Justice League Dark issue number 12, everybody. And once again, James Tynion manages to deliver one hell of a rip-roaring story. I especially like the wraparound bits of showing Wonder Woman forming the team, even though the rest of the Justice League weren't exactly sure about their success. There's a really nice feeling of finality at the end of this arc. Obviously, it's not over, but the way that Wonder Woman kind of puts her foot down there and really announces the formation of this team officially within the universe kind of feels like the end of a year one type deal. Also, for an arc that really wasn't about Diana, they really managed to pull it back to her motivation and her reason for wanting to start the team and, fight these magical threats, because she's a character who's always kind of had one foot in and one foot out of the magical world. And that by choosing to lead this team and also hold the chaos gem right there, she's basically, giving of herself in an almost saint-like level, even though it's clearly gonna hurt her. It's all just really good stuff from start to finish. I would give this an 8.5 out of 10. Really, really enjoyed it. Oh, hey there everyone, I'm Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. This is normally the part where I tell you to follow me on Twitter at Cape Joel, check out my Patreon page, my Twitch page, my Instagram, pretty much everything. Don't really have much of a format for this one. Someone just told me that I should change up these outros to keep them from getting stale, and that's what I'm doing. I got a new hoodie. there's other videos you can watch if you want them. I don't really know where I'm going here, working without a net. So thank you for watching. That's appreciated. Maybe give me a like, a subscribe, smash a button if there's a smashable button around. That would be most appreciated. And yeah, did I mention I got a new hoodie? Bye everyone. Also, smack things. Smack some. Yep, that's what I do. That's my thing. Yep. Bye.